Don't yawn, because then I yawn, and then you'll yawn again, and then I'll yawn, and then
Is that how it works?
Yeah.
They're taking the biscuit, aren't they?
Seriously.
Yeah, that's just, yeah.
Oh, we're live.
Yeah, okay. Good evening. Good.
After that really awkward start.
Yeah, after that really awkward start. Good evening.
Good evening.
Welcome to another live stream.
Yes.
It's our first one this week. Been pretty interesting week. First week.
We've been a bit quiet on YouTube this week, haven't we?
Have we put out anything?
I don't think we've put out any videos actually.
No.
I was going to try.
Yeah.
But it just didn't happen.
Yeah. As the title says, this is Chinwag number 145, Juggling Employed Work and Growing an Online Business. We just thought we'd come on today and chat with you guys about how our week has been. It's like our first week of working, and not even properly working, but we'll go into the details in a little bit. We'll say hi to Shazad, hi Jason, Sammy Fizzy, John, Sally Kelly says evening.
Hello.
Southwest Sellers, good evening. Ash as well. Games and Gaming says hi. Tracy, Uniquely Me, Falling in Space, Joan, J. Dennis, DBG says I'm cooking a chicken madras, so just listening, no worries. Just Me says hi as well. Karen says evening, you lovely pair. I'm just out, but we'll watch back later. No worries at all. Vintage Vandal, Jay Burke, thank you everybody for popping in, really do appreciate it. So yeah, we this is what we usually do. Steve's popped in as well. Hi Steve, and Lex as well has popped in. They're like a little, I know,
one after the
yin
other.
And yang there, but yet you wouldn't know with the comments they make towards each other.
Yeah,
some pretty harsh comments. It's quite funny. Yes, Lad Media as well. So yeah, this is going to be just like a little chat about how our week has gone, and hopefully it's not the finished article because it's a bit different.
No, this week isn't quite
how it's going to continue to be. Yeah. I think it's going to be more. Even next week's not going to be fully accurate. It's going to be a couple of weeks before it's going to be like true how our routine is going to be. Yeah. As you know, when you start a job,
there's a bit of training.
There's a bit of training involved and that kind of thing. And this week, I was sent away and to do like a sales training course. So
I didn't send him away. I just like to make that point. Okay, we didn't fall out. There was no arguments.
I went away on Monday and I didn't get back till yesterday.
Yeah.
So Beck was without me for the whole week pretty much. Only got back yesterday. And even today, it's been and then today I was out again. Oh, Karen, thank you for the super chat.
Thank you very much.
We do appreciate it. Karen has just super chatted £5 just because you're both awesome and keep it real. Matt, keeping it real is keeping it real is not easy.
Yeah.
As Dave Chappelle shows you, it can go wrong as well. If you know Dave Chappelle, you'll know that he's got a series of skits called When Keeping It Real Goes Wrong.
Yeah.
And it can go wrong.
I think we spoke about this.
I'm not sure.
I'm sure we've spoken about this before.
Keeping it real.
Or maybe it was just us two.
Gemma Lou's in the chat as well, says Tat Doctor. Hi, Tat Doctor. And John says, I'm only here for the domestic. Hi, Gemma Lou. Hi.
Yeah, Gemma Lou is there.
Yeah.
Hi.
And yeah, thank you for... Dave has popped in. Frankie's finds as well. Right. Did you fly? Hair looks like you did. Says Shop Windows. No, yeah, I didn't unfortunately know. It was still in the UK, and it was 4 days basically, isn't it? Like Monday, it wasn't like the whole day Monday, but Monday I went away, stayed away Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night, and then came back on Thursday.
Yeah.
And there you go, they've started. Look, she's called him a knob already. See? And Tommy Bernard. Hi, Tommy.
Hi, Tommy.
Yes.
I've really missed Tommy's videos this week.
Yeah, he hasn't. Yeah, he hasn't been.
Yeah. I've been watching a bit of Tracy's, catching up on some of Tracy's.
They were live today this morning. This morning.
And I watched that this afternoon at the office. So yeah. Well, I say watched. I kind of had it on the other screen while I was trying to do the photos and list and stuff. So yeah.
And Dave says if you've been away from each other, then less domestics. And Beck got to breathe a little. Yes. I think, and BCP's popped in as well. Hi, BCP. So it was interesting because obviously I was away for the training, so it doesn't quite give me an idea of, this week doesn't really give us an idea of how we're going to be organising our time.
Yeah.
But one thing that really good that came out of this week was that we have at least got into the situation where Beck can pretty much do everything that needs to be done with
it's
both
kind
the stores.
Although it hasn't set your routine, it's definitely set mine, because my hours are what they are.
Yeah.
And because you're not going to be there, I've had to get around on buses because I refuse to drive the car at the moment. A lot of you know I'm taking driving lessons to do refresher lessons so that I get my confidence back in the car. So I've been going around on the buses to and from work, getting to the office and doing all of that sort of stuff. And I've actually found it's kind of settled me into a routine. It just hasn't settled it for you.
Yeah.
So
because I'm still not fully in. I'm not doing the job fully yet.
Yeah.
Even next week I'll be out, but I'll be with somebody rather than working on my own, which is what's going to happen eventually.
Yeah.
But it's really shown that Rebecca has got a great grasp on all the things that you need to do. And it's something that we have worked on in the back, where we know that this happens, and that means like you've been not only able to obviously pick and ship like the easy large letter sales like the RC parts.
No, I've had to package some.
You've been doing Franken boxes,
bits and pieces this week.
Yeah, we might have to see a video from Beck showing how she packages things. She's been doing proper. Franken boxing, cutting boxes flat and then wrapping them around the product to double box and double wall them, and it's been really, it's been quite good. Shazad says, what type of training? Just sales training, Shazad. Sales training. Z has been away and local takeaway shut down, says that doctor. You put an RC car and Z does the remote driving. I assumed Beck could do it all already.
Yeah, I mean, I there were bits and pieces that I was kind of probably lacking. I kind of knew how to do it, but hadn't really done it.
Yeah.
So it was more of a case of just putting it into action.
I think this was the first time that like there was no one else there. Like, I wasn't there to help.
I did make a bit of a noob mistake, and I didn't do the promote listings.
Yeah, but you could easily do that. That's
I could have done.
Yeah.
But I didn't.
And
so I made a bit of a mistake.
But other than that, though, it's the first time that you've had to run everything. So do all shipping for both stores, listing. We haven't done. The only thing is at the moment, the RC store's not really had any fresh listing on it. But we understand why that is, and that's just going to be the way it is until we can put in what we want, because we don't want to just keep on we can't just keep on relying on it to sell when there's no new fresh listings. But there's literally Beck and I have been debating about whether to list the few bits of RC spares we've got on. I'm really not sure it's worth the effort. I think I've been enjoying just sourcing the other stuff. And Eric says, Beck's slowly learning everything. I think she's going to phase you out and give us our takeover. Yeah. Does this mean Beck's vlog is on hold? I don't know. Have you been vlogging?
I haven't.
Yeah.
I haven't vlogged for a few weeks now, again.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know. It's
Nathan's watching us from his bath.
Okay.
Hi, Nathan.
Hi.
Hope it's good.
The vlogs, I don't know. I stopped them a couple of weeks ago. I would like to start them back up, but I think with my channel, I do want to keep the eBay stuff out of it. So if I do vlog, it's going to be for the main channel, because my channel's always been about my hobbies and stuff like that. And when eBay starts coming into it, it's like us having two channels talking about eBay, and I don't really want that. So that's why my vlogs have stopped at the moment.
I've got to say, like, I feel really relaxed now, though, that I know that you're gonna just carry on doing what needs to be done.
Well, yeah, I mean,
you know,
I'm gonna be at the office probably a little bit more than you are.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's
a bit of a role reversal, really.
Reality of it.
It's a bit of a role reversal.
I mean, you still, even though you were away, when I had questions, I just text you and you were just like, yeah, it's here. Just do this. Because there was a couple of things where I was like, you know, would you send this tract? And I can't remember what it was, but I remember you going, no, don't send it tracked, it's fine. Because, you know, tracked is way more, and the person hadn't paid that much in their shipping, so, you know.
And there was the odd thing where I, like, logged into the account, like, the one item that you listed, because you remember I didn't put the scout of a car on, did I? Yeah.
And then when I'd researched it,
Beck listed like a corgi car.
Really cheap.
Yeah.
And someone could have taken it for that.
They could have, yeah. Beck listed like I bought this J Player or something. I don't know. John Players, John Players decaled corgi vintage diecast car, and like I'd bought it for £4. And I saw Beck had listed it for 10, and I was like, I quickly went in and changed it, and it's already sold now. It's actually sold for 25 plus, like the shipping to Australia, and you know, it was simply because Beck. You know, these are the types of things that you
I know, and these are the things that I will make mistakes on, because I didn't know the scale of the car. So
there
when I was researching, I was
two sizes of car, and there was like a normal small, like one. 42nd or whatever they call those scales, a dinky car, which was worth around a tenner, but we had the much bigger 18th scale car, and obviously Beck didn't realise that and priced it, but luckily, thanks to the internet and all that, I was able to just have a look at what's been going on the store, and I noticed that quickly, went in and changed it, and it sold, and we were really happy. We do miss the vlog, says Nathan. It's something we're going to look to do.
I mean, what I'll probably do, I'm probably going to move it onto like this channel. Yeah. Basically. Exactly. That's what's eventually going to happen, because if I'm going to vlog and it's going to end up being about eBay, it's going to be on this channel. So it will come back. It's going to be here.
And Ads says, hi Ads. Dave says, yeah, but the doctor surgery is more difficult than the RC packing part in the Jiffy and Post. It's true, Dave, that it is more difficult than that section, but I think what you said as well is like it's the pressure of doing both. It feels like, you know, of dealing with.
It was a real juggling act. You're doing, if I'm honest.
I think this is the first time you've really done like the odd shaped items shipping. Like you've always shipped the RC parts, and clothes have never been an issue because it's just in a Jiffy bag. But when it comes to like the more, you know, the boxed items and the delicate items, the electrical items,
I really did. Yeah. I felt under so much pressure, and I know you were there to talk to, and I moaned at you in the evenings on the phone and stuff. But you know, it was good because I needed to do it, because I can do it. Yeah. But yeah, I had to moan while doing it.
I think I feel pretty relaxed about it now.
Yeah.
As I'm sure, like I know it's been tiring this week, but maybe it's just going back to work. Okay, we're getting some comments in. John Player Lotus says BCP. Stu says I'm actually old enough to remember the John Player cars. In the Grand Prix, and Dave says you better rename the channel Bex, and Lex is asking, so when does Rebecca give up the job at eBay full time?
No, that's not happening.
Do you know what, guys? I think we're both really liking having the steady income. Like I never thought I would. I don't know how long this feeling will last.
Yeah, I mean,
but at the moment we're both. Yeah. I think we've got it how we're able to deal with it. I think we've tried very hard over the past few years to make it work just by reselling. And for whatever reason, I mean, partly it's going to be our faults, our mistakes that we've made. We've just not been quite able to make enough. We make not bad money on eBay. That's not to say we make bad money on eBay. I mean, you know, this week again we've turned over £700 and something pounds, so 750 or something like that.
Nearly 750. I think. Just under.
So in last week it was like 900. Like, you know, we're not doing terribly. I think we're approaching. Like our 60-day total's probably approaching, so we're doing like £4,000 a month, which isn't anywhere near as much as some people do, but it's still not a bad amount of money to earn. But we do have quite a lot of expenses, and
we did kind of touch on this like last week.
Yeah, so I think I feel
the jobs at the moment. We are really happy for them to stay for as long as we can cope with them. And grow the business. When the point comes where we are not managing with our day jobs and the business, that is when we would make the decision to come away. But right now we are really both excited about it.
And I think it's not even that. I think I'm enjoying. I'm seeing it in a way as like a completely new challenge where it would actually be quite a challenge to do. I want to actually keep the jobs as long, you know, I want to keep them and grow a business. That would be just amazing, because then we get all the stability. Like, you know what, guys, one thing I've got to say, I'm going to get holiday pay. That means I'm going to be able to take holiday. And, you know, and not just that, but just the general thing, you know, the general thing of it, like the company invests in you so much. Like we already feel like, wow, this is crazy, isn't it? Like, you do get looked after. And then you remember that there are so many perks to working for someone as well. So, and I think in the past I've been a bit very dismissive of it, and I'm like, I'm gonna have to reevaluate that big time.
We do have our doubts, you know, because it's going to take a lot of discipline from us to, even when we're tired, to make sure that we're getting the work done during the week. So, you know, that's
Steve says, wait, Steve's going back to work. I missed this. My attention floats off sometimes. Yes, Steve, I've already been. I just finished my first week.
This was your first week.
Training. So yes. Alexa just told him. Carl says, have you thought about the FBA model? FBA model is definitely suitable for us in some aspects. Like, we could definitely go that way, but I still will feel that I don't want to do it. I just don't know, man.
I like the way you I just don't want to do it.
Yeah, I just don't want to do it.
I mean,
and the thing is, you know, the dumb thing is, right? Just this week, I think it was, we've been selling a few bits. You know, we sold the Harry Potter book set, you know, 1, 2, and 3, which isn't worth a huge amount, but we sold it for £60. You know, sold it for £60 on Amazon. So I was like, wow, you know, you wouldn't get that. You could buy them for a lot less than eBay and do that. And
I mean, that's the thing. I think we don't help ourselves, because we do know that we could look more into FBA, but we don't.
Yeah, exactly.
Which isn't good.
No, exactly. I have done it here.
What?
Yeah. Anyway.
You're looking at Steve's question answer. I think that was in because he said like about the you going back to work, and he was like, I don't deserve the spanner.
Okay. I basically was here the whole time. Okay. She says, I would never give up my day job. No one would give up your day job. You're doing pretty well with it. And Jason says, I've only got 4 weeks left at work until next March. Counting down the days, says Jason. Yeah, I can imagine. And Julie Core says, well done, guys. I could never give up my day job. The perks, including leave, etc., make it worthwhile. Yeah, I mean, I think there's definitely merit in both. And like I think I saw a comment saying, yes, the tax docs are week 1 discussion holidays. Yeah. I mean, we're not going there. I'm not even looking at booking holidays or anything. Like, but I think there's I don't know. There's definitely a part of me that thinks, oh yeah, obviously, eventually you do want to just be working for yourself. But right now, I think maybe it's just the relief of the stress. Like I think we're just enjoying the fact that we're both employed now.
Yeah.
I never in a million years thought I'd be saying that.
I think from our point of view, I think I'm more excited about being able to keep hold of the money within the business.
Yeah.
Because, you know, we've grown.
I suppose I'm more excited because I'm like, do you know what? The other thing is this the social side of it and stuff as well, isn't it? And I think I'm quite happy that I'm now part of a team with real people and. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I know, I do.
There is
I
that
because
you've always had that on the side.
No, I have.
Yeah, you've always had that because because Beck was working at the local store, and then she's been working at the surgery.
Yeah,
and
I did work with the newsagents and like at the weekends, and you know, I was getting my social side because you know, you get to chat to some people who come into the shop. You've got people that you work with that you were chatting to as well. So yeah, so I used to get all of that.
And Steve says, wow, good luck with your second week. So thank you. So how many of you lot know that Royal Mail is balloting to go on strike? I didn't, but they tend to do that every year.
Did you not know?
No.
Oh, I knew.
No, I didn't know. I didn't know. Yeah. And Shazad says, what part of Amazon do you not like? Making money? I just, you know what? I know it's really good for making money.
I don't know. You struggled with it.
I hate to do it. I hate the process. I don't know. I just don't enjoy doing it. I think it's a mental thing that I need to kind of get around. I think it's because we've never really been able to do it how I would like to do it. I think I would like to get the way I've been doing Amazon in the past has been like buying like the unique stuff that we buy, but some of it you can send off to Amazon. And I think I like the instant gratification of being able to list an item straight away on eBay. Whereas with Amazon, if you've got a really nice item, you've got to wrap it up, send it off, and then wait.
So it's more of the process.
And I don't think it's not just that. It's not just the process, but it's like when you're sending off. Say for example, I find a nice electrical item that I can sell for £50 on eBay, or I can get £80 on Amazon. Firstly, obviously, Amazon's going to have slightly higher fees, but also I've got to send it off to them, and then you've got that worry where they've got that crazy, you know, returns and customers are a bit different where they might not fully understand what they're buying and stuff, and plus you have to build up enough of those electrical items to make it worthwhile to send a big box up. Kind of just doesn't sit right with me. I think how I would like to do Amazon is more of like a wholesale way. Like if I was able to buy stuff in wholesalely, like in quantity, multi-quantity, and it was all pre-packed or whatever, and I just had to stick the labels on and send it off, I think I'd do that. And I could work out like my margin per item, and then all the work out, you know, a certain percentage for like returns or whatever. But when I'm sending off the one-off items, I think the one-off items, I don't know. I think I prefer selling them on eBay, even though you can make really good money on Amazon. I've struggled to send off those items. I don't know why. It's probably just a mental thing, like I said. Z, do your neighbours still stand at their windows and wave at you both?
It's well, yeah. When
it's not just the neighbours. It's loads of people do that.
Yeah.
And Tracy says, uniquely me says, does anybody at your job know about your eBay business? Yes. Well, I have not told like my colleagues as such, but when I went for my interview, obviously my area manager were there. And they obviously asked what I'd been doing. So I said, yeah, I've been selling like RC Pass. And yeah, so they know what's going on in that respect. Z, have you asked any of your colleagues if they've got any old RC stuff they want to sell to you? No, Stu, I've not. I've not.
Not yet.
No. And Money Mental is in the chat, Andrew.
Hello.
I'm guessing he heard that Tracy was in the chat, so he came in. Instead of doing FBA, why not just list and sell yourselves just like eBay, says Ashley. Yeah, I'd be more likely to sell it merchant fulfilled, maybe, but yeah. Yeah, you're right. I could do it as a merchant seller. You're right. But then I'm kind of like, I don't know. I've got a mental block to it.
You've got a problem with it, haven't you?
Yeah, I just
you
don't.
need to work it out.
Don't like selling on it.
I know.
I don't mind if if I've got some multi-quantity stuff that I can just send in, and it's so difficult to explain. It's not a good reason anyway. It's not a good business reason. It's just a reason.
Yeah.
FBA is semi-passive. I'm trying to build enough stock to send away my first batch. I like the idea of having more time to source more stuff, says Carl. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely that benefit to it. I think I just get like I like that. If I find something really cool, I'm like, I want to just list it now. Yeah. Like, for example, we could definitely get more money for some stuff that we source, even the used stuff on eBay, on Amazon. But it means holding out for long enough until I've got a box of that kind of stuff to send off, and I just don't like that. That's just me personally. Oh gosh, what is going on here? Andrew, Emma hasn't even left Wolverhampton and you've already moved on, says Steve. Oh gosh. Just scroll down. As much as a strike is annoying and inconvenient, I will always support a union, says M. Julie Core. Old school, but yeah, I mean, unions still have their place. South London Research says, if you two are disciplined, reinvesting your profits, you could do some serious damage on eBay. Yeah, I think that's the other side of it. We've got so much room for growth still on eBay, haven't we?
Yeah. Massive.
It's what we've kind of talked about with this.
Yeah, we have.
Yeah.
We've talked like so much about this. It's taking on a job is something that I haven't wanted.
She's fought.
I haven't wanted you to do, and I kept saying to you, no, don't do it. I don't want you to do it. And
I've been saying to her for actually quite a while, guys, to be honest.
It's been months actually. That
and Becca's always been like, no, don't do it. I don't want you to go and get a job. Yeah,
because I have my concerns. If you're not there, trying to grow like the business, then it's I couldn't quite see how it was going to work out, with you getting a job. And it just.
But I kept on saying, but you, even though I'm time rich, we just didn't have the cash flow to take full advantage of it.
Work to do. Yeah. So, and it's like, I can understand that, and I completely got your point, and you obviously convinced me that it was the right thing to do. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here with a job.
And we're already, already we can see like the advantages of it.
Yeah.
And I'm just, I really do feel it's just, I think we're just both looking forward to it just settling down. But this has been our first week of it, and it was more of probably a tougher week in that one sense, with me being completely away.
Yeah, I mean, it will get easier for me.
Yeah.
At the moment, like I said, I'm relying on like buses to get around. Once I am driving, it is going to be so much easier for me because work is quite literally 20-25 minutes from the office. So for me to be able to get from one to the other, it's going to be a lot quicker, whereas it's almost taken me about 40 or 45 minutes on the bus.
Yeah.
But when I've got to kind of add in like waiting time, so the bus journey isn't that long. It's just we don't live in London anymore, so buses don't run like every 2 or 3 minutes.
No.
So I can be stood at a bus stop for 10-20 minutes just waiting for the bus to come down.
Exactly.
So,
the upside down picker says hi as well. And Ad says, it's because you're an emotional guy, Z, and Amazon is cold and calculated. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. I quite
like that, actually.
I could take that. Right. 26 minutes in and no graphs, says Southwest Sellers. Sorry about that. We will get into the graphs. Can we discuss GoodToCouncil and what other sellers do to keep their listings from disappearing into the eBay black hole, says Lee Simpson? I don't know.
It's a difficult one because I mean we on the second store it's a lot easier to do like a stock take in a way. and make sure that, you know, we do have everything listed on there. I mean, it's only got 200 items on the second store, and we kind of like keeping it around that level because we're trying to be quite picky with that store. With the RC store, it's really, really difficult because you found something that we thought was listed, and it dropped off. We really need to do a stock take on the RC store, and we kind of need to go through again how we organize it, because some of the boxes are kind of becoming more empty, and we kind of need to kind of I suppose condense it and relook at some of like the older boxes that we first started off where we've only got like one item in each bag, and we need to kind of have a look at that again. But yeah, I think it's a really difficult one to kind of keep track of. I mean, particularly when you have quite a number of items. I
think the other thing to notice is we've noticed massively that the only way we've been able to avoid the black hole is just by paying. Promoted listings, I hate to say it, but it's made a big difference. And I just there's no kind of dithering around it for us. Every time we have promoted listings running, we run the promoted listings campaign for like 2 days at a time and then renew it.
And the thing is, when this originally came in, we really didn't think we would actually be affected by the GoodToCouncil, because
we were already on GoodToCouncil for
I don't know, since we originally started getting the RC stuff, didn't we?
Yeah.
As soon as we started getting like the multi-quantities on, we started using GoodToCouncil because we wanted the, you know, like the sales to appear on the screen, like the number of items, and we didn't want to kind of lose that history. So we used to use that all of the time anyway, and then when it came in, it did slow. The sales did slow down a bit.
Definitely. We've definitely noticed that those things really do make a difference, and it's a shame that it makes a difference, but it really has. And we've had promoted listings running for a while, but because we used to just our campaigns had been running for months, like promoted listings has just been running for months at like 1%. And it wasn't really having any impact. It's only when we've started stopping them and restarting them every couple of days, which is another thing to have to do. So now we run them for like 2 days at a time, you know, and I think renewing them, refreshing them, so ending one and starting another one, seems to have an impact in the amount of views you get. And Upside Down Picker says, the Upside Down Picker, hi there, says, what's your lucky number or percentage on promoted listings? I don't think I've got a lucky number. I think we just go with, like, sometimes we'll just put it on at 1%. Or like at the moment, we're just still messing around to see what the difference is. So we're trying like 1%. Sometimes we're trying the trending rate. Sometimes we're doing like a trending rate on 1%, like it recommends. 5%, 10%. We're just trying different numbers right now. It's very random. I don't have a safe or a particular number. And to be honest with you, I think it's more the refreshing of the campaign. Because one thing you'll notice, I mean, I don't know if this is something that that you guys are aware of, but when you go to create a promoted listing campaign, and this is actually quite important in a way. When you go to create a promoted listing campaign on your eBay store, and you're doing it by bulk, it tries to hide the ability to set the end date. So it will just have duration, and it will just say continuous. It will just say continuous. You actually have to press like a hidden. There's like a little arrow that reveals like a hidden menu where you can actually choose like the date when you want it to end. So eBay, very much like listings themselves, where they only want you to now use good till cancelled, they've applied the same thing to promoted listings. So your promoted listings is the way that they display it is they try to make you, if you go on promoted listings, they want you to just go on it on continuous. I guess they don't want they don't want their servers working hard. Every person that adds promoted listings, they don't want them to be ending their promoted listing campaign and starting a new one regularly. They want most people to just go on there, choose like one of the rates, and just have it continuous. So that's what I would say. What the hell is going on in the chat?
Andrew has asked the chat to guess. Got a sell.
How much I got?
How much?
Oh my god.
Who guessed right? Richard, was it Richard Howe? He guessed right.
Who? Yeah.
£2.75. There you go.
Wow. Upside Down Figure says, yeah, I always forget to put an end date. Well, that's because they hide the end. Like, visually, the way the page is laid out is they just want you to just start it and it be set on continuous. The fact that they used to show the end date, the start and end date of your campaign very clearly before, but they've changed it now where they've completely hidden the start and end date, and they just have continuous, and you actually have to press a drop down menu for it to appear for you to set an end date. And I think little tricks like that show you that eBay are very much about getting you to do things a certain way that suits them. I'm guessing if a bunch of people are on promoted listings, they don't want their website overrun with extra work for their servers by people scheduling end dates, scheduling and starting and ending, having like we run them every 2 days. That's going to be more work. They would much prefer us just to run our promoted listings and on continuous. And you know what? I wouldn't mind it being continuous if the clicks remained consistent, but they don't.
Yeah.
It's blatantly obvious. Every time we go on to every time we promote again, we pick up fresh watchers and on a much quicker rate, and we get offers in, and it's been working a lot better in my opinion.
It has.
I think it's very sneaky of eBay as well, uniquely me, definitely, Tracy.
Yeah, it is.
That's how I feel. That is that. Okay, wow, we went on a bit of a rant about that. I do apologise. Now, let's get into the graphs, shall we? Let's get into the graphs.
Yeah. Okay.
So, first graph we're going to share with you guys is going to be this is basically our sales. So for the week, what did we do, hun?
I think it was 749. Was it? I don't know.
You don't know. So, 759.
Oh, 759.
Okay. All right. So we took
£10 out.
We took £759 on eBay this week. Lee Simpson says, "Am I right in saying you can only run promoted listings if you have an eBay shop?" I'm honestly not sure. But probably.
Possibly.
And the Upside Down Picker says, "Yeah, if it's set for longer, it doesn't work as well." Yeah. And Carl says, "I renew them every 3 weeks." This was all thanks to Tommy, I would say as well. Tommy opened our eyes to this. Tommy Bernard, he opened my eyes to this, definitely, where he mentioned about how he's very regimented about how he does it, and he ends them and starts them quite frequently. I think he's got a set percentage rate, but definitely thanks to Tommy for that. Right, let's get on to some sales, some graphs. They're pretty grim reading. As I said, well, £759 isn't terrible.
It's not.
It's not bad.
I think the reason why you think it's grim is because of
we need more.
The RC, like the RC store, the sales on the RC store. But there are plenty of reasons why the sales are what they are on here. And
firstly, it doesn't seem like it's finished getting to the end.
No, it doesn't look like it's finished either.
For some reason, okay. But anyway, sales are...
It's decided the week finished yesterday.
The sales are poor on the RC store, £343.
No, not even yesterday. It's the 13th today, isn't it?
So sales on the RC store are not great. £343 over 7 days. Bearing in mind we use Web Interpret, we use promoted listings. You can see that they're down 58% from a year ago. Transactions are down 58% a year ago. Average selling price is up 2%. Now, I'm obviously disappointed with this, but right now we really can't do a great deal about it.
Yeah, I mean,
technically we could.
We haven't listed any new items on this store for about 2, maybe 3 weeks now.
If that,
So
if that, it might even be longer, hun.
We are quite literally just running promoted listings and whatever
selling
stock
what we sell
we have on there is it, until we decide whether we're going to be listing the unlisted RC parts, which we're still in discussion about.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. Yeah, I mean, we're just selling whatever we can. It's just selling the parts as we can. Sometimes you have better days. This week, as you can see, has been really tragic. 80 quid, 90 quid. I mean, on average, transactions are solid. Like we're getting 3 to 4 transactions a day on average selling that stuff. But you can see we've had some really poor days. £38. The upside down pic says, "What's the latest?" This is my beautiful wife, Rebecca.
Hello.
So yeah, this is kind of crushing in a way looking at this, because we were doing so well on this store. I feel kind of.
But the thing is, I am not disappointed by this store, because we put the hard work into this months and months and months ago, and did the listing, did the sorting. The
stuff that's selling is like selling from, like, we've had sales from 2017, like items that were listed like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So
I mean, we do need to change this store up a bit.
Yeah. It's not even up a bit. We need a fresh influx of listing and stock. The thing is, I feel kind of bad, because I'm like, there's a couple of things that's wrong. We do have stock to list, and I feel that there's nothing wrong with that stock. But I've been telling Beck, no, I don't want to list it.
But then, do you know what? Actually, what? I'm going to be in the office more. I'm just going to list it. You're going to have no say in it.
I've got a feeling in a way, I feel like I'm sabotaging.
I think you are.
Because I'm so...
You sit there and you say,
I think I'm so lethargic of...
But then I'm like, but do you know what? Some of these parts are going to sell.
Do you know what? I think this is what it is. I think I'm so bored of the thought of listing RC parts.
But you don't have to list it.
I know. Now, I know. But I think that's what it is. I think I'm just so bored of RC parts. Right. We do actually have a good... We've got loads, haven't we?
We've got loads. It's about 3 boxes worth.
We've got a fair amount of stock.
And they're not
we haven't been
boxes.
listing. Yeah, we just haven't been listing on this store nearly enough.
Yeah.
Nearly enough, not even close enough. We used to list on this store. This was our main store. We used to list on it every day religiously, a number of items. It can now go weeks on end without a single listing. And in fact, I think we're now like 3 weeks without a single listing.
I think it's getting to about 3 weeks now. Yeah.
Just, I don't know what to do. I just felt really, I think I'm so just fed up of RC parts right now.
Oh, you're frustrating me, man.
Why is that?
Because do you not know what this store is all about? It is all about RC parts. And now you're sitting there and saying, I'm so fed up of it.
I want to sell RC cars.
Oh, you are just annoying.
I want to get the money and sell the cars. Just the cars. Do you want to sell the cars as well? No? You don't want to sell the cars?
I haven't got a problem with selling the cars.
So where is it?
But I also feel that you should want to be doing the parts as well.
Yeah. I do want to do the parts. Maybe it's because of the parts I've got. I don't like the parts I've got.
Okay, well then we need to change it up.
Okay. Oh gosh. Yeah. All right. Where's the truth when you need him? And John Clissolder's popped in. Okay. Jay Dennis is here. I was brought up on almost the same sales track as you, selling similar stuff you did at Dixon's. You need to stop doing car boots, charity shops, switch to auctions, expand the RC. And John Clifford says, working hard, looking after poorly parents. I hope that situation improves for you, John, but thank you for popping in. Slap him, Beck says Jay. Jay Dennis says, Dave says slap him. Jay Dennis says, I do 12k on a bad month, 20 on a good. Gave up bottom feeding, concentrating on specialist items years ago. And yes, I was also a rep. Wow. That is That's the thing. People, you do see people doing incredibly well. I think I do need to. Yeah, something needs to happen. I think I need to give myself a good boot when it comes to the RC store. I think I need a fresh. Do you know what it is? I need some fresh parts. Get out there. I'll be fine. I don't like the parts. So Tracy says, if you don't like the parts you got, you can always have a surgery. Thanks, Tracy. I'm very happy with the part I've got. Okay. Very happy. Are you happy?
You just want to put that out
and
there.
Beck's happy with it too, aren't you?
Yes.
Say it like you mean it.
I can't believe you just asked me that.
Man. It's not even that's my ego gone now. Like completely.
No. Yeah, it's all good, honey.
Oh, that's right then.
It's all good.
Thanks. Yeah, alright, we can carry on. Let's go.
Should we do the second graph?
Yeah, let's do the second graph. So this is the general store.
Yeah.
So the general store has taken £400. And again, this isn't fully up to date because we have actually had a sale that went through earlier this week that they've paid for just now.
Yeah.
And yeah, so as you can see, fewer sales, 14 transactions, but a good average selling price of £30. So £416. Very sporadic, but you'd expect that from a small store. We've got 200 items. So you've got £45, 138, 63, 107, 23, and then 40, but there has been a bit more because of, like I said, but anyway, 416. So we've done it. We've just done it on those numbers. So 759 we've taken in 7 days. 759 in 7 days. That's fine. All right. I'm too good looking to have surgery, says Andrew. The doctors couldn't find any part of me they could improve. True story. Laugh. Eric says Beck laughs when you say she likes the part also. She says it was okay. Starting a fund for an operation so he can change out his passes job. Oh God. The job opportunity for the future, bearded lady in the circus. Thank you. You can tell these are Z's graphs. They're both hanging down like. Oh man, you guys are cold blooded. Z, you need to knuckle down and list the RC stuff. I only sell car parts, so I know how you feel about listing the same stuff. Yeah. I find I list so many of one and then list a different part, list a different, and the next day list a different part.
Yeah.
You know what, Richard? I think you're right. The thing is, the daft thing is, there probably are parts in there that will list and will surprise us and just sell.
I mean, this is the thing with...
I've avoided like. Yeah.
I was going to say, this is the thing with the parts that we do have. When we actually sort through, there are some really nice priced parts and they will sell. And you will be happy when you see the sale go through. But you did this with the Thunder Tiger stuff as well. Yeah. You got to a point where you wanted to give it all away. Yeah. And I think you just find it really overwhelming to have to sort through the stuff. But you have got me here this time round, so it's like, if we just get the work done, and I'm going to do the chat that we always do, get the work done. We're both there to sort through. I think, and I honestly think we can get it done.
I think you should do the RC store because you've been spending time on, and I love listing on the general store.
Yeah, I've only been doing the general store this week though because you haven't been here.
Yeah. But I think we should go to that then, honestly.
But we had that agreement in the first place.
You list on the RC store.
It just needed me to do a bit of listing on it, that's all.
I think you should do that, and then I'll do the
Okay. But then you can't change your mind when you don't like the general store. and then you want to do the RC. No, because this is what happens. You see, you change your mind and go, I don't like the general store. I want to do some RC, and then you kind of you want to change it up, and then you moan that you don't like the RC anymore, and you want to do the general store again. So it's like you've got to make up your mind.
Yeah.
Because I'm really not fussed. I can list anything. I'm really not fussed.
I know. Right. Z has to stop dyeing his hair and just let it go. Let it go white. Then he can be the KFC Colonel. Oh, the Colonel is amazing. And Jaden says, Richard is right. You get snow blind and bored, but it does work. Pull so many out and just get it done, and then do it again with another pile. Try not to make the piles too big. Yeah. I mean, it was always far easier sorting a smaller amount. I used to take just a little box and just fill it with parts, and then just go, right, this is what I've got to sort through, and then that was it. Yeah, so, I do. Yeah, I know. I think it's
absolutely the right thing to do.
It is.
As much as I keep nagging at you and telling you,
maybe
it's the right thing to do.
Once I'm fully chill, I'm enjoying. I'm enjoying. Like, I don't know. I think maybe once I've had time to just like settle in with work and everything, I think I'll get my head straight. I think I just feel like, do you know what? I think I've just had a confidence knock because I think obviously the last buy that I did, I don't think was good enough.
I think that's,
or maybe that was it.
No, I think it's probably a fair point. I don't think the last buy you did wasn't a very good buy. I think
my last big buy,
it sold very very quickly, and we've had this working capital hanging over our head for the rest of the amount of time, and we've been struggling to reinvest, and I think that's honestly the point that we are at with.
I think that's
with it. And I think that's where your frustration comes in, and that's why you don't like the store anymore. And it's like, but it's a really good store for the amount of work that we've put into it. Yeah,
I mean, it's the fact that we still sell stuff, and okay.
Thank you.
All right. Okay. I'm not actually Rashid Raccoon. I wasn't born in Feb.
No,
born in May. I'm a Taurus.
Yeah, you're a Taurus.
And Richard Hale says, I only sell classic car parts. All sorts of automobilia items. Have cleared 2 motor factories out last few months. So getting snowed under with ball joints, cables, etc. Yeah, see, it just gets... You know what? When you've seen your 1000th swash plate, or you're like... You've got canopies and... Oh, just it gives me nightmares. So, we're all guilty of listing the expensive items or the easy ones and pushing the others to one side, says Jay Dennis. Definitely. Do you have any spare ball joints? I don't need them, John. I think, as Rebecca corroborated, all is well.
It is.
Thank you. It's the way you say it, though.
What?
You should be like, yes.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah, but
that's my reaction.
You say, yeah. Okay. BCP has just put the links in for Tracy's and Tommy's channels. Definitely go check them out. Frankie's Fine says, I tend to get tired of looking at the stuff. I pull 5 to 6 items and try a mix of different things so that they're more interesting. I think that's just it. I think this is why I've been enjoying the general store so much, because everything is very different. It is just good old thrifting. I'm just going out, finding things, and they're all different. So I could be listing a couple bits of clothing, and then I can move on to footwear. I could move on to toys, memorabilia, electronics, whatever. Whereas the RC stuff, we've got 8,000 RC parts listed. That's just listed, okay? That's over 1,700 listings, but the quantity is 8,000, and we have got probably enough listings to go well over 2,000. And I think, honestly, at the moment, I am completely, snowblind to it all. I think I'm just, I think you're right, guys. I really do.
Yeah, but I think you just need to kind of chill out about it, really.
Z, would you do a bulk listing for the rest of RC and buy more, says Tatox? Thing is, no. I think because the thing is, I've thought about bulking stuff, but whenever I think about bulk selling RC, it's just not worth it. You don't get anywhere near.
It doesn't hold the same value.
you know what, guys? I mean, sometimes I know I come across as really terrible sometimes. I don't know.
Really?
Yeah, sometimes I think I do come across as a little bit terrible. But like, when you sell RC parts for like their correct prices, you definitely see like so much better profit than if you were to sell them. If you were to sell them kind of, in a job lots don't get anywhere near the value, anywhere near. It just doesn't work. So I would definitely say that, it's worth individually listing them for us, like especially when there's multi quantities. Otherwise, you're just not getting the most out of them. That's what I think anyway. I'll give you guys a quick example. We listed this now spot on 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And, you do get to the point where you're like, why am I listing this? Who's going to need this Thunder Tiger PD 0475 front drive shaft C0? Who's going to need that? And for 2 years, nobody needed it. And I didn't even know I had it because it's been so long and it's just a small packet. But someone then goes and buys 2 for 20 quid. I'm not going to throw that away because if I was to get that, it's just not worth it. I've got thousands of these I could list. And when I think about it like that, I'm like, yeah, we should definitely be listing them. You're right. You are right. You're completely right.
So are we not going to...
No, I'm not going to give it away. I'm not going to throw them away. I'm not going to job lot them. I'm not going to sell them to Southwest Sellers. He hasn't actually put an offer in. I think he's gone cold on the idea. He's gone cold on the idea, which is understandable. Actually, guys, we're now coming up to the hour. What I would like to do is do like a little plug. Okay. What I mean by that is what do I mean by that actually?
I don't know what you're doing.
I need to find where was the channel? Brad and Jazz. Brad and Jazz. They are
the two.
Yeah, the two Aussie thrifters. Where are they on my list? Okay, guys. There you go. Jay Dennis says, I offer £3, 6 shillings and 6 pence for the stock. Not a butt plugger. No, it's not that, Tat Doctor. This would save so much time. Just remember, Beck is always right. Thank you, Eric, for pointing that out. You know what? She is. I'm not always right. Beck is always right.
No, I wouldn't say I'm always right.
No?
No. Not always.
Okay.
Just maybe majority of the time.
Just the majority of the time. Okay.
I have my moments where I'm not right. But anyway, come on.
Okay. What we want to do is let you guys know that not this weekend, but next weekend.
Is it next weekend?
Yes.
I don't know.
I think so. Maybe not this weekend, not this Saturday, which is tomorrow, but the following Saturday. I think that was it.
I don't know. I don't know what you've.
We're going to be on their channel, okay?
Yeah.
Which is this. Please go over and subscribe to there you go.
Yeah,
BCP's done
it.
Please go and subscribe to Brad and Jazz, 2 Aussie thrifters. They are a lovely couple down under in Australia. Down under. And we're going to go on to their channel for a chat. Not this weekend, next weekend on Saturday. We're going to nail down the time and we will let you know. Mm-hmm. But that's what I would say. Z, no longer interested in RC parts, decided to try and move away from eBay with all the new changes, reopen my Etsy store.
Oh.
Really? Are you serious? Is that a serious comment? Is that why you're no longer interested in them?
I like the way you always ask that. Are you serious?
It's because I don't know if I'm being had. I'm so naive sometimes. He's no longer interested. I get that. But have you seriously moved away from eBay and to reopen your Etsy store, Southwest Sellers? If so, interesting. Tracy says, if you get a second job, the parts will just float away from your headspace. No, that's the thing. I think when I go back into work, I'll be super like, I'm going to chill out. I'm fine. It's not a big deal. Jay Dennis says, a woman is always right. It's how we guys sleep at night. Without a pillow being pushed into her sleeping bag. Rusted Raccoon, thank you for the $2 super chat. And thank you, Bumcrack, for calling him out, because that's why he super chatted. So thank you, BCP, for calling out Rusted Raccoon.
Okay,
and thank you, Rusted Raccoon, for the super chat.
Yeah.
Boris Johnson is PMs. He's no longer interested in RC parts. I don't recognise this world anymore. You know what? I think I'm just having a moment.
You are.
Yeah.
You are.
Yeah.
And it's frustrating because you do talk about the RC stock that we've got, and you go, yeah, you're right, we need to list it, and then 2 seconds later you've changed your mind and you're like, no.
Yeah. I know it's good for us. I think it's just we've not done. I think doing the work on it has become hard for me. Yeah. You know, I still like RC. Like, I want to play with my RCs. You know, I like. You know, I love like doing the hobby. But yeah, there we go. Yes. Okay. Thank you everybody for joining us.
Yeah.
Question from Peter Ray. Got any videos coming out, Z and Beck, in the future?
We hope so.
I don't know, Peter.
We hope so, Peter. But in all honesty, we are trying.
What about yourself, Peter?
Yeah.
If you've got a video coming out, let us know.
Yeah.
And if you haven't, guys, I'm sure everyone in here already is subscribed to Peter Ray's Adventures, but please click on the 3 dots next to Peter's name and go and show some support, because he's a lovely guy and makes a lot of fun videos. People would actually believe you're really fine, Z, if your hands didn't shake and voice break when you say you're fine. Z will be going on for... Oh, gosh. Z I still love bashing in the woods, Jason. I do like my RC stuff. Southwest says, yes, Z, going to less than 100 listings on eBay, leaving the high price items 40 plus. eBay is making too many hoops. Most of my stock is vintage. Okay. Oh, interesting.
Wow.
Wows. Yeah, I mean, they have definitely made a lot of changes, and it feels like we're almost being shepherded into doing things a certain way. Like with the promoted listings has been huge in that regard. But yeah, I mean, all the best to you, mate. Hope it you know, I'm sure you'll do what's right for yourself. Yeah. But Louise, he missed me so much. I was only away for a few days. I was gonna say, Beck missed me a lot, didn't you, hun?
Yeah.
No, and she did.
I really
she
did. I really did.
It's the way you say it.
I moaned at him every day. I was like, when are you coming back?
But Alf missed me loads.
Yeah.
Alf missed me so much. He really did, didn't you, Alf?
He was so excited to see you.
Yeah, he did. He was crazy excited to see me. Right, guys. Thank you, everybody, for being so... what are you biting my hand for? You?
He was like, because I missed you, Daddy.
Okay.
Right.
Thank you guys for watching.
Yes.
Really do appreciate it. I hope some of that made some kind of sense. Probably didn't, but we're all a bit frazzled and flustered. We are going to continue putting out videos about how we cope with these new changes, which will be fun. There will be a sales video coming out, actually. What we've sold and stuff, because we've sold some cool things. Yeah, because we
haven't done that this week, actually. Maybe we'll be able to do that over the weekend, to try and record a sales video over the weekend.
So, yeah.
Anyway, we're going to go.
Good night.
Are you going to sing?
No, sing.